everyone, I'm here to participate in Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot. I almost called it 21 days. It is 31 days of tarot. Some people are doing a video every day. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is just kind of every Tuesday I'm going to do like a 7 of the questions and kind of meld them together. And so I hope that I hope that it's interesting anyway for people. I really enjoy doing this because it's fun, but also I get to see other people's answers as well. I'm really curious about that, and then I find new kind of tarot people too, which is really cool. So thank you to Ethany for doing this again. I think she's done it for like 4 years now or something. Pretty crazy, but thank you to her for doing that, and definitely check her out if you don't already subscribe to her. Go and check her out. She's amazing. Okay. So the first question is, did you get any tarot goodies over the holidays? No, I did not, but I did get gift cards for 2 local bookstores, Chapters, which is a chain across Canada, and then also McNally, which is a local store here in Manitoba. It's amazing. It's like my favorite bookstore. So I am sure I'm going to spend on it, either books or cards. So inadvertently, yes, sure, okay. The second is your top 5 tarot of the year. I've already done a video about that, so I will skip over that one. Same with the next question, which is your top 5 oracle decks. I've also done a video about that because they require a whole entire video until itself, so that is what I've done. Okay, the next question is, what are your 5 most used decks between 2010 and 2019? And I really had to think about this because in 2010, I was just getting out of a really bad, abusive kind of relationship. I had put tarot away for a while just with everything I was dealing with. And one of the first decks that I got was Tarot of the Vampires. So this is one of my, I should have taken them all out. Instead, no, here I am packing them up. Alright, Tarot of the Vampires. I have it here. So for a while, this was my deck for a couple of years that I was really using. So it's very dark, very beautiful. So I don't know if this is a most used deck but for a period of time in the early part of the decade, it was definitely heavily used. So a big shout out to Tarot of the Vampires. Another deck that I got fairly early as well was the Revelations Tarot. So this is not my first copy of the Revelations Tarot. I had one, and then when I moved and stuff, unfortunately I had to get rid of a lot of different decks. But I did get this back, and so this was also one that I've used throughout the decade. I really love this deck. I'm also going to be using this deck to teach reversals this year. So it's just like a beautiful, wonderful deck for that. So this has been a heavily used deck as well this decade. Another deck, put it in the other room, but the Shadowscapes Tarot. I picked that up when it came out. I think it was 2013 is when it came out. And for the longest time it was like the only deck I used. It really kind of brought me back into tarot in a new way. And really just ignited my love for tarot again. It's been one of those things I've loved since, I got into tarot in my 20s, but it's something that, with everything that I was going through, I kind of wasn't using tarot as much, and then, I got my Tarot of the Vampire, and then in 2013 I got pretty sure it was 2013 or 2014, something like that. I got Shadowscapes, whatever year it came out, and I just, was totally just using that, was totally into it, really loved it. So that would be number 3. Number 4 for Oracle decks would be the Goddess Oracle. Oh, I left that upstairs too. Darn it. The Goddess Oracle deck, which has been out since the 90s, but it's one that I return back to over and over again. I've used it for draws on my altar. I've used it on my altar to kind of signify different goddesses. It's just been a really well-loved and well-used deck. And then another deck that has appeared a lot is, I'm going to knock down a bunch of things here probably, the Wisdom of the Oracle. This was my daily draw deck for a few years, and I still use this deck. I think this is probably Colette Baron Weed's best deck. I'm knocking stuff over. It is, the pictures are kind of, very, very light, very pretty, but it's a good daily draw deck. I don't use this so much in readings, but like I said, for a few years it was my altar daily draw deck. I would take it with me on Worst Driver, and we would pull a card. All of us would pull a card every morning. So I have some really fond memories with this deck. And I think that those are probably my 5 most used decks for the decade. I really had to think about that one because I feel like so much has happened in like 10 years that it's like, oh my god, what decks was I using? What was I not using? I had to really think about that one. I'm dropping things. Okay. What has the tarot taught you for 2010 to 2019? Wow, that's a big question. This has been a really interesting journey. I started reading cards in the 90s when I got my first deck when I was like 20, and that would be back in like 1994, 1995. And I started reading for my friends and things, and then like I said, things kind of took a bit of a turn for me in my life. And like I said, I was in, like not a good relationship, not a good space at all. And so I had kind of put it aside for a while. And then getting out of that situation too, I kind of put it aside as well. And when I started to get back into it and started to kind of come back to myself, it was really part of that whole coming home to myself, coming home after being in kind of this really dark time and sort of this very, bad, abusive situation. And it really steals from you being in those things, those kind of situations. And so you have to kind of come back to yourself and rebuild yourself and come home to yourself. And coming home to tarot was part of coming home to myself, which was this whole process that kind of happened to me over the past decade. So returning to tarot has been just a really wonderful experience. And not just reading for myself, but this is also where I started to really branch out and read professionally. People started asking me, they'd ask me for readings before, but now it was like people were asking me to do parties and to read for them. And then I started reading at a shop, and then I put up an online Etsy store, and I've read for so many awesome clients like all over the world, and it's been like this really amazing experience. And not just reading for others, which is totally amazing, but also just reintegrating all of that back into my life. I have like daily draw cards, and I do like check-ins with, as part of my craft and part of my practice. And so it's really been a really wonderful experience coming back to that, I have to say. What decks are you anticipating for 2020? I do have 3 on pre-order. I am looking at kind of culling some of the decks that I have that I don't use this year. And so I'm not looking at collecting a bunch more, but I probably will have some. But I do have 3 on pre-order. I have the Occult Tarot, which I believe is coming out through Schiffer. And I'm pretty sure that was the Demon Possessed Tarot, which was independent published deck, but now it's been picked up by Schiffer. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but it looked really, really similar. So I am looking forward to that. Also the Dark Forest Tarot. I can't remember the artist's name. Abigail, I think something? I can't remember. Somebody will correct me, I'm sure. But the artwork looks beautiful, it looks dark, it looks edgy. I am really looking forward. It is a very dark, witchy, it makes me think of Persephone vibes type deck, for sure. Red Riding Hood vibes. I can't remember the artist, but look up Dark Forest Tarot to see what I mean as far as the artwork. And then I have already pre-ordered as well. I backed a Kickstarter, my first Kickstarter, which I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Is it the Goetia or the Goetia Tarot? Which is an independent deck, but it's done through, is it Lo Scarabeo? And it is also another sort of like deck of demons and things, which I'm very excited about. It's like black and silver. The artwork looks just like amazing, so I'm really excited to get that one. That one I think will be very, very interesting for sure. I'm probably controversial as well, but the artwork it's just stunning. So I'm totally looking forward to that. And then what tarot card stalked you in 2017? I don't know that any cards stalked me, to be honest. I actually don't. I mean, I use the tarot for my daily draws on the Instagram, but for daily draws for myself personally, I actually don't do tarot. I do oracle cards, and this year I've been working with the Animal Spirit oracle deck. And I think that, so there hasn't been a particular tarot card that stalked me. I can't think of one, like I do readings for myself, but I can't think of any offhand of anything in particular that kept coming up over and over again. Now, I've had years where something did just keep coming up over and over again, but this year not so much. It seems to be kind of a little bit of everything, which is kind of interesting. There has been a theme, though, throughout the year. No matter what the different cards are, it keeps telling me messages of being patient. Just be patient. Things are coming. Things are on their way. Keep going in the same direction. So, that's not a particular card, but that is a particular message that has stopped me. So I'm going to do next week, I guess it would be questions 8 to 14. So I'm excited to see other people's answers as well, what other people have to say, what decks they're looking forward to. What decks are you looking forward to in 2020? I want to know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all my patrons for supporting me. Their names are listed at the end of this. I'm so thankful for all of your support, and to everybody who comments and likes and subscribes. Thank you so much as well, and as always, peace and love and rock and roll.